Lust is often misunderstood. Many think of it as just a strong sexual desire, but in reality, it's much more than that. It is a fundamental biological and psychological force that drives human behavior in ways most people don't realize. Instead of blindly acting on lust, you can learn to control it and use it to your advantage. Lust is a primal biological drive deeply embedded in the human brain. It is controlled by the release of chemicals like dopamine, testosterone, and oxytocin, which create feelings of pleasure, desire, and attachment. But here's the catch. Lust is not just about attraction to another person. It is an instinct that influences decision-making, energy levels, and even motivation. The limbic system, particularly the hypothalamus and amygdala, plays a key role in generating feelings of lust. These brain regions are responsible for reward and pleasure, meaning lust operates similarly to hunger or thirst. It seeks fulfillment. Lust, however, is not love. Love involves emotional attachment, commitment, and long-term bonding, while lust is more impulsive and driven by instant gratification. This distinction is important because many people confuse the two and make life-altering decisions based on momentary desires. From an evolutionary standpoint, lust exists for one primary reason: survival of the species. Humans, like all living organisms, have a built-in biological mechanism that encourages reproduction. This mechanism is why sexual attraction feels so intense. It ensures the continuation of humanity, but there's more to it. Historically, men evolved to be more visually stimulated by potential partners. This is because, in primitive times, choosing a healthy mate increased the likelihood of strong offspring. This is why men are more likely to experience immediate sexual attraction. Women's desire, on the other hand, tends to be more influenced by emotional and social factors, as their evolutionary priority was securing a reliable partner for survival and child-rearing. Society has changed, but the human brain still operates on these primal instincts, leading many people to act on lust without fully understanding its deeper purpose. Lust itself is not bad, but when uncontrolled, it can lead to poor decision-making, acting on impulse without thinking, which often leads to regret, broken relationships, and bad life choices. It can also create an addiction to instant gratification. Lust triggers dopamine, the same chemical involved in drug addiction. This is why people get addicted to porn, casual relationships, or chasing physical pleasure instead of focusing on personal growth. When lust takes over, it weakens mental discipline, making it harder to control urges in other areas of life, such as finances, health, and productivity. The modern world fuels lust artificially through social media, provocative advertisements, and entertainment. This constant stimulation overloads the brain, making people crave short-term pleasure rather than long-term fulfillment. Lust is a powerful energy, and instead of suppressing it completely, it can be redirected to fuel productivity, creativity, and success. Recognizing when lust is driving actions is the first step. Asking whether a decision is based on rational thinking or just impulse can help in gaining control. Identifying patterns and triggers, such as social media or certain environments, is key to reducing exposure and weakening the craving over time. Ancient philosophies like Taoism and Brahmacharya talk about sexual energy being the strongest human force. Instead of wasting it, they suggest converting it into mental and physical power. Many historical figures, including Nikola Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci, were known to have practiced sexual transmutation. Physical activity such as exercise converts built-up energy into strength and endurance. Engaging in creative work like art, music, or business projects allows sexual frustration to be turned into something productive. Controlling the mind through meditation reduces the hold lust has over thoughts and actions. Limiting social media and entertainment consumption is another way to weaken lust's control. These industries thrive on triggering desire, and reducing exposure weakens the craving over time. Being selective with relationships and avoiding casual encounters that reinforce the instant gratification cycle can also help in gaining control over desires. Lust is strongest when people lack a sense of purpose. The best way to weaken it is by setting meaningful goals that keep the mind occupied. Ambitious individuals naturally have a lower dependency on lust because their brain is wired toward long-term success rather than momentary pleasure. Lust is neither good nor bad. It is a force. If left unchecked, it can lead to addiction, poor decision-making, and regret. But if controlled and redirected, it can become one of the most powerful sources of energy for success and creativity. Instead of fighting against lust, understanding it, controlling it, and using it to one's advantage can lead to a significant improvement in mental clarity, self-control, and overall success in life.